Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcoin Guides, bringing my guide for God Hand on Hard difficulty. Today we're doing stage 3-1 entitled An Adult Playground. This is going to be the beginning of the carnival section stuff, and this one might be a little bit lengthy. Don't let that scare you. It's not really that bad of a level. I'd say this is probably one of the more easier ones to deal with. However, there is a high chance enough to, of course, get a demon to spawn, which can kind of screw you over, but that's just the normality of a game like this. At the very beginning, I took on the guy on the right side that was on this corner here, and of course she also appeared. Real quick, just to mention, these enemies, these elite females, have a tendency to just like to target you with range moves a lot. As you can see, if you run up to the door, you will trigger the fat clown to spawn in an aggro, which is not a very good thing, because he can easily just, you know, torpedo you or whatever and just mess up your whole thing. So trying to get her out by herself is the hard part. It's not impossible, it's just really difficult to do. Actually, I think the clowns change out their torpedo for that move. You can kick him while he's doing that. It counts as a counter. Luckily enough, there is a set spawn for these enemies, so they will go back to that very specific spot every time. But I've had multiple runs of this very beginning part, because of, like, slasher demon spawn. There's two guys in this room, by the way. There's one to the right, and, of course, this, the fat body, pretty much, which, you know, again, it's me trying to taunt and try to get them to activate and try to kill one at a time. Watch out for the civilian, that sort of thing. Although, again, at this point, if you're at stage 3 at this point, you should already kind of understand how the game sort of functions by now, and other potential tricks. I'd say at this point, if anybody needs that much help with anything, I think it's more so probably going to be level specific, because that's why I feel like this level itself is not that hard, because if you take a lot of the tricks that I've done and used, you can kind of get past it pretty easy, because this is just what I would consider a normal level. And normal basically meaning that we just go from one end to the other, we fight guys, and there's no real big giant puzzles, there's none of that crazy stuff. I grabbed the box to throw it at one enemy, so I didn't have to taunt both on accident and have both of them chase me down. So that's why I did that for. But yeah, level specific stuff will be happening, you know, every once in a while. You'll see it. You'll know, you know, what specific level stuff does what. That right there, I think, was a new equipped move. That's called, I think, somersault kick or whatever. It's different than mule kick. It's okay. But I still think that flying knee is the absolute epitome of the best back X move to have. So when you get your chance to get that, I'd recommend getting that move instead. But for right now, your move list can pretty much just consist of practically anything. There is a guard breaker you can buy that's like a spinning back fist type thing or whatever, that you can equip to like your third or fourth slot if you wanted, and just have a, you know, instead of having to hit back square to do a guard break or whatever, you could have that equipped to it. But I don't do that myself normally, so that's why I'm always going with this. I don't know what I was thinking about doing right here. I could have easily gone for the pummel, but maybe my hands were tired that day. I don't know. It could very well be the case, because when you play God Hand enough and you match circle like all the time, you do get kind of tired of doing that. So that could have been it. Or I was just trying to show off. Usually I think it's only once you kill this guy, I think that's when these two decide to spawn in. And they can be picked off one at a time. You don't have to fight both at the same time, because, you know. Okay, well, I guess that's gonna happen. There is a weapon, like an umbrella, you can pick up, and you can just throw it at one of them if you wanted to. But if there's a box around, you can use that too. Granted, even though I did taunt both, they still have, seems like, a spawn, so I could use that to my advantage. Thank goodness. Not that I couldn't have took them out together, but it's just easier just to fight one at a time in a game like this. As boring as that sounds, I'm sure, but it's God Hand, man. It's God Hand on hard. It can be a tough game, you know, and I'm going to play to my advantages. I'm going to use whatever I can to beat this game in the best way possible, and if taunting one enemy at a time is the way to do that, then I will, by all means, I will do that. Yeah, I have full tension bar, so there's no real need to be doing any of these things besides just getting the damage and getting them over with. getting them killed. Sorry, I'm kind of running out of comment. We don't really have a lot of levels like this where we can just kind of just talk about things. Ignore that screen shake. That's just people in the background dying to the guys in the boxes that have the swords around them. They're pretty much just getting their butts kicked, butts handed to them. There is some stuff over there, by the way, going back toward the door. At least I think there was. I might check it. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but every time I see these guys, what's his name? I should know his name. Why am I forgetting names nowadays? That's not good, is it? No, that's probably not good at all. Shit. What is his name? I have to look it up, actually. It's gonna be one of those cases of like I'm actually doing something mid-video, but I would recommend not saving the box guys around. I'd say just go through and just kill them off. Just there's no, if you want to use them against other, like if you want to try to get other enemies to chase you down and use these guys to your advantage. Richard Simmons, I just remembered his name right off the head. I don't know why, but the guys in the boxes, like with the way like their heads are in the hole, it kind of looks like they have like a slight afro, and it reminds me of Richard Simmons. Like every time. I think he's still alive, I think. I don't know. Don't really need to be talking about this mid guide video, but it was. I think I get it twice here. Okay, never mind. But pretty much with these guys, it takes about a couple of combos, quote unquote, to take them down. Don't mind that. That was just me being silly. They don't do a lot of damage, but even then, still, it's like I was not having a good time, I guess, for that one. But it's okay. There is a fairy over here, but this is one of those gauntlet fairies, basically meaning that if we fight this one, and if we do end up actually winning the gauntlet, we'll be stuck with what do we have afterward. Health, tension, orbs, all that stuff will save. So, if you want to take it on, you can. I usually don't. If it's like a an actual gauntlet, I probably won't do it. But if it's like breaking the car situation or something, or like an easy one to do, then I'll probably just do it other way. Not really much else I can say besides, like, we just have an elite fight right here by yourself. Again, it's not really a bad level, and kind of fun. I mean, I kind of like this level a little bit, for the most part, I'd argue. The maze itself is not even that bad either, because you just kind of just have only a couple of dead ends, and then it's like, okay, well, I've already been through that way. I'll just go back and do this one, I guess, and there you go. Yeah, like, it's so crazy. This is one of the few times where I can kind of take a breather and just kind of relax while talking. But then the level right after is a boss fight. So I should mention that real quick, that, by the way, I'll probably have to re-mention it at the end, just in case somebody might skip ahead. Which, the ending part of this level is coming up right now anyway, so I'm just going to, whatever. You're fighting pretty much Harambe next, or whatever his name is, like the masked gorilla guy, whatever. You're fighting him up next, which he's not really a terrible fight either. But at the same time, if you kind of want to go in with full orbs, you kind of want to go, you don't have to, but I would recommend going in with full orbs. At the very least, go in with full tension. But don't worry, because there is a way to get more tension. You can always leave a couple guys alive if you so chose to do that, just as like a way to kind of just taunt and build up tension that way, or whatever. But yeah, you want to have full God Hand on hand when you're fighting with the next boss. Although, you could easily get it back, and to be fair, as annoying as he can be, I would say he's like intermediate level hard. Like, he's not the hardest boss, but he can be kind of a bit of an ass. And I'll explain all that stuff when I get to that chance, and how I deal with the gorilla fight. But for right now, we just need to take out these last couple of enemies, and I'm just looking around for basically this. I was looking for that barrel again, because, well, I needed it, but once you kill these two, there should be that guy up top that will spawn down, that should spawn down, and this should, I think, be the last of the enemies. I think right there I was trying to either dodge or trying to go for a counter kick, and I just messed it all up, so... Oops. There you go, that's one down. Now the other one. Oh, yeah, of course. I forgot about this. He spawned into a goddamn demon. At the very last second, too, which pisses me off because it's like, dude, I have God Hand full. I don't want to use it on you, of all things. I'd rather just not. And I just said, screw it, whatever. I at least want the orbs, so I'll keep those around. Which, honestly, in hindsight, I should have just used the goddamn orbs to just kill them off that way and just use God Hand to keep it for the next fight. But it doesn't matter. Because, you know, at the end of the day, God Hand, you know, you don't really ever need to have full this or that to get away with everything. It's just, I don't know, everything is just kind of, I guess you could argue, for the most part, skill-based, but it does make your life a lot easier if you go in with a full set of whatever you got. Also, the whip lady enemies, they're so annoying to deal with. Like, I don't have any good way to describe how to beat them or how to get in with them or even how to counter, because they have such a huge range of attack. It's really annoying. I usually just backdash pretty much just everything they do just to kind of keep myself at least away, but I don't know, man. It's one of those things I wish I knew more about, but I just really honestly don't. Good news, actually. I forgot that I did end up getting full God Hand because these guys appear. I don't know. Yeah, okay, there we go. I was trying to line that up so I can do this. Because, see, even with, you know, regular enemies and not bosses, like, it works pretty dang well. As long as you just, you know, are able to keep up with it. And like I mentioned before, at this point in time, you're 3 stages in, you should at least know most of the basic mechanics of the game, that you should be able to be good enough to get through the rest of the game at this point. There will be some harder levels, of course, but the basics are there for you. Anyway, that's it for this, so take care, everybody.